It's now noon. I now call the Oakland Municipal Authority special meeting of Tuesday, August the 30th, 2022 to order. We'll start with roll call. Jensen?
Here.
Trustee Stepperman.
Here.
Vice Chairman Robinson.
Yes.
Trustee Ryder. Here. Chairman White.
Oh, yeah. Move on to discussion items. Discussion, consideration, and possible action, acceptance, or possible amendments regarding the correction easement, utility easement within the northwest quarter, northwest 4, section 20, township 12, north range 7, west of the Indian Meridian in Canadian County, Oklahoma. Okay, we did a deal with the Cheyenne Arapaho Nation, and there were some corrections we had to make on there that they found, that we found. It doesn't change any of the scope work, doesn't change anything else. It's just basically an instrument deal. We need to get it correct so the documents show the exact, meets and bounds, I guess you'd say, in order to direct it. Once again, it's no more or less land. It's the same thing. So we're asking you to go ahead and approve that. Now this will come back again. We have to make one more correction in the regular council meeting next month. We'll probably just put that on the deal, but it's just basically the land back behind Denny's, and it's basically for the meets and bound correction.
Motion approved.
I got a motion. Got a second. Roll call. Start with Ryder.
Yes. Vice Chairman Robinson.
Yes.
Trustee Stepperman.
Yes.
Trustee Jensen.
Yes.
Chairman White.
Oh yeah. Going on to discussion, consideration, possible action. Minutes regarding acceptance of the Clean Water State Revolving Fund, CWSRF loan, project number ORF 23-0096, CW in the hole, El Reno Municipal Authority, Canadian County, Oklahoma. Matt, you did a good job on this one. We got in the hole there a little bit. Alan and y'all did a great job. Basically, that we received a little over $400-something loan. Now that will be forgivable, but when we do this motion, it won't be. You'll have to come back and do that later on after they go ahead and go through the process. But this will allow for approval of the study to go forward with on some of this stuff. This will help you later on a lot of projects that you want to go ongoing. And I think it's going to help you qualify for some other projects because of this information. So it'll really help you basically. And so it's a wash, but when you fill this grant process out, they're going to make you do this stuff anyway. So now we got this process done. And then whenever we get ready to apply for these different funding mechanisms through OWRF, you should have the information already there for them available. Good job, Matt.
We make a motion to.
Second.
Got a motion approved. Second. Roll call start with Jensen.
Yes.
Trustee Stepperman.
Yes.
Vice Chairman Robinson.
Yes.
Trustee Ryder. Yes. Chairman White.
Yes. Move on to number 3, discussion, consideration, possible action, amendments to the award project number M-13, Lake Trail Extension, allow chairman, mayor to sign all documents associated thereto. Dustin, we're doing good. This is a long journey. It's a long journey for you and I, and you survived this. I don't know how you did, but you did. I was going to kill you a couple times. I'm real proud of you. That this has worked out. This has been a great project, hasn't it?
Absolutely.
Even with adding we added the pavilion, we kind of backed up and punt and did the whole deal. It worked out great.
Yep.
We want to award this project to All Roads Paving for $435,393.75. I make that motion, or who wants to make the motion?
I will.
Okay. Motion by Tracy,
Second.
second by Robinson for that amount. Roll call start with Jensen.
Yes.
Trustee Stepperman.
Yes.
Vice Chairman Robinson.
Yes.
Trustee Ryder. Yes. Chairman White.
Abstain. We'll move on to 4, discussion, consideration, possible action, possible amendments to award project number N05 27th Street Drainage, allow chairman, mayor to associate all documents associated thereto, have me sign. This is to Redlands. This is the project, what I call Don's Muffler Shop, the old El Charo, Rodriguez family. It floods there real bad. We've had it on the project for a long time. They just got through chipping and sealing. Not only Jensen, but 27th Street, we got that deal done. And then they're going to plunge mill that area down there, Amy, we discussed. And, yeah, and we feel real good about that. So this is to Redlands for $131,332 even.
That's my motion.
I got a motion from Robinson, second by Stepperman. Roll call start with Ryder.
Yes. Vice Chairman Robinson.
Yes.
Trustee Stepperman.
Yes.
Trustee Jensen.
Yes.
Chairman White.
Yes. We'll move on. Number 5, discussion and consider action, possible action to approve project number N11, cemetery pond improvement associated budget amendments. Okay, we don't really have to do a budget amendment, but we're going to have to do a deal. So here's what we're wanting to do. If you haven't noticed we kind of had a little dry spell here in
Well,
Canadian County.
bust that dam and it rained.
Well,
Just keep the dam busted.
Well,
We'll get
but
it
I had him bust it down. I told him, I said, listen, we're gonna get some rain, so if you bust that down, we might get some rain. So I talked to Matt, and we joked, and we all said, yeah, let's bust that dam, because we need to get it out if we're gonna award this, and if we're not, we can build the dam back, it's no big deal. But it's an opportunity, like you would if you owned your house or whatever else. The cemetery pond area, when it gets, it needs to be redone.
It's silted back.
Well, it's silted in enough, and we need to dig that out like I did when I built that pond on the golf course, Timmy, right behind my development for the
Sure.
city. You gotta go deep in order to get you gotta go at least 5 foot is what you gotta do. And, we haven't had any problem on that pond I built, and the rest of them all have, moss in them. But the bottom line is that, I think we need to dig that pond out and get it done. Now's the opportunity. Now, saying that, another thing of rise, we're tearing down the hospital. That'll be coming to us next month. And, I discussed it, and really there are 3 locations that we came up with. Over the years, we've piled a lot of dirt up at the 27th Street area out by the Baptist Church, and we've piled a lot of dirt up at the cemetery, because we have extra dirt there at the cemetery. We fill that with other things. And, we can get rid of that, but if we clean this pond out, they can take that same dirt, and it'll help save on the price, and we did tell them that, we'd have dirt available. And that'll help them get that bid process done, and really basically be cheaper on us, because we don't have to haul the dirt. So the time is right. We got a couple different bids. I think the one with Trevor's $20,000. And we're asking you to go ahead and approve it, so we can go ahead and get going. We'll bring it back for a final approval to council, but in order to go ahead and do it. And what we want to do, Jana, you and I have talked about this. We want to, Tim, take this out of the park funds. That pond area is a park, and we've designated it a park. We have it on the minutes as a park. We want to make sure that is a park. So I want Jana, and then really want, we all want the money to come out of the park fund. So what we'll do is we'll make a budget amendment today, Tim, to have that come out of the park fund, and we have money in that area for cleaning ponds out. But let's go ahead and do that, and that way it designates and reassures that it is a park, and we've been using funds for that. Is that right, Jana? Is that what you want to do?
Yes.
Okay. Any questions?
Motion approved.
Motion approved. Second, roll call start with Roger.
Yes. Vice Chairman Robinson?
Yes.
Trustee Stepleton?
Yes.
Trustee Jensen?
Yes.
Chairman White?
Oh, yeah. We'll move on. 6, discussion, consideration, and possible amendments going to a 3% employee one-time pay adjustment and associate budget amendments. Okay, this is something we come up with. We've been working with the budget process with myself, Tim, and Matt. We had a couple of years there have been tough years, and the years, in fact, are the year of, the layoffs, which Halliburton hit, and then 3 months later, the pandemic hit. So, we had layoffs, from everything except our union staff. So we're trying to get these employees. We've done some one-time fees increases. We've done some fees increases that we've already done the cost of living that we've done this last time. This will basically get them not really where we want them, but put them one behind. And I feel real comfortable with that. The reason why we're making the adjustment is because of 2 reasons. A, we set some things in there, and I've done these budgets a long time, and Tim and Matt have both agreed with me. I wanted to wait till we got the carry forward through first to see what the adjustments are. And Karen, that came through, and we feel pretty comfortable with those numbers, Tim, Karen, in order to do that this time. Is that correct? Because once we closed out that year and came through with the other projects, we had carry over forward, and we either reappropriated those or whatever else on the fund balance. I think we're okay. I know we're okay to do I feel comfortable we're trying to do that. And it also triggers the union that we negotiated with them on both sides. Now, saying that, I've always tried to, the unions, we've done that, but we've also gave the other employees, because we're all employees. I don't care what they say. We all work for the city. We're all on the same page. We all did the same thing. A little bit different structure, but I want to make sure 3% goes to all the employees. So I'll bring it to you at this time.
I'll happily make that motion.
I'll second it. Roll call, Robinson and White. Start off with Ryder.
Yes. Vice Chairman Robinson?
Yes.
Trustee Stepleton?
Yes.
Trustee Jensen?
Yes.
Chairman White?
Yes. Motion for adjournment.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We're adjourned. It's now 12:10. I now call the El Reno City Council meeting, special meeting of Tuesday, August the 30th, 2022 to order. We'll start with roll call. Start with Jensen.
Here.
Councilman Stephenson?
Here.
Vice Mayor Robinson?
Yes.
Councilwoman Ryder? Yes. Mayor White?
Oh, yeah. We'll go on to discussion items. Discussion, consideration, possible acceptance and or possible amendments regarding the corrected easement, utility easement within the northwest quarter, northwest 4, section 20, township 12, north range 7, west end meridian.
Per authority.
I got a motion per authority.
Second.
Second, Robinson. Roll call, start with Jensen.
Yes.
Councilman Stephenson?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Robinson?
Yes.
Councilwoman Ryder? Yes. Mayor White?
Yes. Go on to discussion, consideration, possible action, meaning regarding the acceptance of Clean Water State Revolving Fund, CRSFRF, loan, project number ORF 23-0096-CW in the whole, El Reno Municipal Authority, Canadian County. Per authority? I per authority, second, Jensen. Roll call, start with Ryder.
Yes. Vice Mayor Robinson?
Yes.
Councilman Stephenson?
Yes.
Councilman Jensen?
Yes.
Mayor White?
Yes, we'll move on to 3, discussion, consideration, possible amendments to the reward project number M13 Lake Trail Extension, allow chairman and mayor to sign all documents associated thereto. Per authority, Ryder. Second, Robinson. Roll call, start with Ryder.
Yes. Vice Mayor Robinson?
Yes.
Councilman Stephenson?
Yes.
Councilman Jensen?
Yes.
Mayor White?
Yes, go on to 4, discussion, consideration. Well, hang on, whoa. Make sure I made that right. We're going too fast. Okay, that was the Lake Trail. Was that all roads?
Yes.
Let the record reflect, I abstained on that one. It's the other one, the next one I didn't, with Redlands, right?
Correct.
Okay. So the motion was, the vote was 4-1, 1 abstention. Now we'll move on to 4. Discussion and consideration, possible amendments to award project number N05, Southwest 27th Street Drainage, and allow chairman and mayor to sign all documents. I don't have the notes on this one like I did the other one, Lindsay.
Authority.
Per authority, that was to Redlands, right?
Yep.
Okay. Per authority, second by Ryder. Roll call, start with Jensen.
Yes.
Councilman Stephenson?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Robinson?
Yes.
Councilwoman Ryder? Yes. Mayor White?
Yes. All right, going on to 5, discussion, consideration, possible amendments to approved project number N11, cemetery pond improvements, associated budget amendments.
Per authority.
Per authority, Ryder.
Second.
Second, Robinson. Roll call, start with Jensen.
Yes.
Councilman Stephenson?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Robinson?
Yes.
Councilwoman Ryder? Yes. Mayor White?
Yes, we'll go on to 6, discussion and consideration, action amendments regarding the 3% employee one-time pay adjustment.
Authority.
Per authority, Robinson. Second, White. Roll call, start with Ryder.
Yes. Vice Mayor Robinson?
Yes.
Councilman Stephenson?
Yes.
Councilman Jensen?
Yes.
Mayor White?
Yes, we'll go on to 7, discussion, consideration, possible action amendments regarding surface use and damage agreement, memorandum of surface use and damage agreement with Paloma Partners, LLC, for oil and gas mineral operations land belonging to the city of El Reno, and authorize mayor and execute all documents associated thereto. So basically, Paloma wants to put a well pad site at the airport. There's a pad site currently there. It's right on the edge. Don't have to go through all the processing where the permits from us and the permit processing through FFA. They know all that stuff. They've already checked all that out. There was a well site right there anyway. So, yeah, right. I mean, basically they're going to encroach on some of that well site. So they offered $125,000. Is that right? $125,000 for that site. I don't know about Steve and I guess probably deal with that more than anybody else in this room. I mean, that's pretty fair for that size pad site. It's a little bit. It's a 4 acre pad. Yeah, it's a 5 acre pad, isn't it? 5 acre pad.
Drill what, three wells?
Yeah.
You got three wells straight there.
It'd be 3 well pad site, but like you said, it'd be 5 well easement or 5 acre easement with a 4 acre pad site.
Are they 1 mile or 2 mile wells or 2 mile?
2 mile wells. That's why they're getting that on that one edge over there.
Right. Is there anything on the surface damage agreement to reduce size of location after, after construction and completion and all that?
Is if they wanna come back and drill additional wells off that pad, that original well pad that's there
Yeah.
was reduced, that's the reason why we can't use that one to drill those
No, I
additional
understand
wells.
that.
And the
We've
bottom-
done- We've done it both ways, where they leave them and they wanna
We-
come back.
we
or they
have
wanna
to
come back and
tighten it up
shrink
a
them
little bit.
It just depends on what your overall long-term plan is.
But the way I understood it to him, Steve, the problem is that they're on that section line. So you have all that land by the airport and stuff, that's kind of the prime.
No, it's a good
If
spot.
it won't be the next spot that they have, I mean, it'd be the next.
Yeah, no, it's a good spot. It's right there, ties in
Yeah.
with that other
Yeah,
location.
yeah. Any questions on it? I mean, it's.
Drilling, are you drilling north or south?
North.
Good.
City-
It's under the city's land.
City
Yeah.
owns the land.
We own the land.
320.
That's good.
Yeah.
It's not an out section drill going south.
No, matter of fact, I sold it to this guy right here. Weren't you here at the auction?
Yes, sir.
I sold that sucker right there.
That was fun.
It was fun, wasn't it? $4 million. We're on right now, weren't we? Everybody's a little nervous right there. I've done a lot of auctions like this. All right.
I made a motion.
I got a motion, Timmy's on second. Roll call start, Jensen.
Yes.
Councilman Stephenson.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Robinson.
Yes.
Councilwoman Ryder.
Yes.
Mayor White.
Abstain. All right, we'll move on. Motion carries. All right, we'll move on to 8, discussion and consider action and possible amendments to receive and updated and to move forward with the financing project, N10 City of El Reno Fiber Project. Okay, so we've been looking at this fiber project. This has been probably a 3-year journey, Matt, is that right? You know, it didn't make sense for us at the time. I kind of pulled the plug on it. That's Tim. Of course, I've known Tim, Matt and I've known Tim for years. I knew Tim from Durant. But we went down and saw Tim 3 or 4 years ago, looked at your deal and checked it all out. And it just didn't seem feasible at that point in time. Saying all that, Zach's coming on board. Zach's working real hard with Tim, and they both have. And there's some options coming up. We know that's going to be a pretty good funding, hopefully, source for later on growth of the of internet. And so we want to look at that. So we devised a plan to basically where we could get a jumping off spot and what would be the easiest, spot with the most customers where we could, where can we test our water in this thing to build this thing? Because this is the future, for some of the new councilmen, guys, we only get money from a couple different sources. And the only two really main sources is sales tax generated from here in the city limits, and water and sewer resources. Fines, everything else, that's usually a wash. You're paying way more money than that. So this could be another funding mechanism that could be, it is going to be a future, and a lot of cities are getting into it, and they're doing real well. Our test pattern is basically our initial first step would be from 27th Street to Choctaw, from Choctaw to Elm, from Elm to Country Club. And then we have the house located there that we bought for the Davisons. And that was my idea, we could utilize that house in that area to move a lot of the equipment and have that stabilized there. And we talked to the bonding company and everything else. This initiative is going to be, about probably $3.5 million is what we're kind of looking at. We're going to pare some of that down. But instead of using some of our bonding capacity, which I'm scared for the future, I think we can take the land that we have free and clear there, that we don't own anything on, and we use the Davidson land and we use that 27th Street land, and we combine that, and we're going out for financing here in town. I've talked to local banks, and we're going to continue that process with Matt and Tim and I. And what we'll do is we'll try to get some local financing in order to do that, and we can just do an amortization schedule based on the customer base. And we've been using 30% is what we've been using on the numbers. Is that right, Tim?
And that's a good lean.
It is.
to go with.
It's a lean, mean deal, Tracy. We feel good about it. It lets us kind of step out there. And then at that point in time, you can build your system off that area. And, the future is to put a water tower back behind there anyway. So why not that house could be an office? Zach's done a great job with Tim. We're going to use the master bedroom will be the computer room. We'll have mini splits in there. We'll have the barn will service the service techs and the boom truck and everything else. I mean, we're going to get in business, and we feel like I've talked to a couple of local bankers. I think we can do it all here. The reason why I want to do it this way is for 2 reasons. If we can tie that land up It'll give us some breathing room, what you wanna do with that. It'll help you allow that, and you don't have to use your bonding source. The next step's gonna be a community center. That's what we've been hearing for years from the community. We just have got all this other stuff done. So now we've got the hospital done, we've got some road work done, we've got the water plant built, we've got the sewer plant built. So next, we've done a lot downtown. We can do more downtown. We can do this, that. The next step would probably be Country Club Road, which is on our radar and has been, and or the community center. But in order to do that, you don't want your bonding tied up in a project. Does that make sense? So I want to propose to bring this bonding out and bring this back. So what I'm asking you today, and to sum it all up, is to allow us to go out to financing. I will bring it back to you for approval. We'll try to do that by next meeting or the meeting after, for approval of the whole overall project, so you can look at what the customer base is, so you can break it down to you. Tim and Zach can nerd out with you if you want. I don't particularly want to sit in another meeting like that, but they'll tell you all the numbers and stuff like that. But it makes sense, and I think the way, I think staff absolutely agrees the way I'm approaching this. This is more of a business type deal, not a government deal. Does that make sense? I mean, I think what we're trying to do here is look at this where we go into it easy. We're not using our bonding capacity or anything else. You're not doing that. We're not taking away from the kids or any of the other infrastructure needs we have to do. We do it from there. Any questions?
What was the initial scope area?
Basically starting there at 27th Street to Choctaw, from Choctaw to Country Club.
Okay.
I'm sorry, from Elm and then to Country Club back.
Okay, that's
So that's
17.
Section 19.
That's a great starting point too.
There's a potential customer base, a little bit under 1,500, that we think we can kind of capture. And, we'll be a lot cheaper than the other base. We'll be a lot faster. We'll be the fastest internet in town. And we also, don't forget in this, what my concerns were, and Tim and I talked about it, we can only do so much. Being in business, I mean, I can get a job, now I gotta get it done. I mean, you can only pour so much concrete, you can only do so much asphalt, you can only crush so much rock, you can only do whatever you can, however you want to do it. You can only feed so many cows, however you want to dice it. With that project base, that'll give us, a certain number that we can get daily turned on and scheduled. Because you're gonna have to have a certain amount to where we can start building that out to where we can only have so many technicians getting so many done a day. Now, if you outsource that and we have other technicians come in, that's what my concern was, Tim's concern was, Matt's. We'd have to offset that price and it would cost you more. So Tracy, if we had 5 sections,
Right.
I don't think we could handle it. If we just did one section at a time, I think we can build on that.
So do you have an idea of the time frame from the time that the funding is done and the project begins before the first person will have access to?
We do, but let me hold off on that, because what I'm asking you today is just to go out for financing. And then we'll bring the plan back to you to show you all specific numbers. Because they're waiting on some numbers that we got coming back to make sure we're solidified on that. Well, Pete, you got a question? Any other questions? Pete, Steve?
What are you specifically asking? To pursue financing?
Let me go out, and I've already met with the banks. Show them how to structure. I'm telling you what I'm doing though.
Yeah, I understand.
You understand, but let me explain to you. You say that, but I wanna make sure you're clear on what I'm telling you. I'm hawking what we have, the lots, the commercial lots out there at 27th Street. I'm hawking the house in 10 acres.
Putting up for collateral.
I say hawk, you say whatever else, the bank's gonna take it no matter what if we don't pay it. So, but I'm hawking those 2 deals to go to the bank for financing.
Sure.
And I'm gonna do it either a 10, 15, or 20, whatever they're gonna allow me to do amortization on that to run those figures to that point.
Sure.
Does that make sense? Now, these numbers include redoing that house and making that, we're gonna put some money in that house, because it's gonna make a commercial building out. We're gonna put mini splits, redo everything, and put more electricity, have backup generators. I mean, we're gonna put some money in that. We gotta put gravel back behind on the backside where it's still gonna be agricultural up front. Be more business stuff. But all the figures that we've had, Zach, Tim, have all been everything all in money. I mean, that's everything. That's the light bulbs, to the trucks, to everything, you know, and we've even padded it a little bit just to make sure we've got everything covered. And I say padded, just make sure that we ran all the numbers. Now, all that stuff will go out to bid, all that stuff will be processed, and we'll bring the plan back to you for approval to move forward in the next 30 days, hopefully. If we don't get it done in the council meeting, then what we'll do is we'll get it done either a special meeting or the first meeting in October. But we feel comfortable about it. You know, I've looked at the land, we got plenty, and they're still gonna ask us to sign off on the note. So we'll still have to, you know, pledge utility, but we'll pledge a utility of the system, the new system.
Well, I'm excited that it looks like it's a more stable system for everyone who's able to take advantage of it.
Well, the thing is, we've met with Cox Cable, and or they have, and you know, other entities have called us and everything else. But the main thing is that I don't know if you all, but I don't pick up Facebook one day and not see. I wish we had different. What internet provider you use, and I'm not happy with this one or that one. I mean, I'm not picking on one particular one. They might say
In general.
they might say about us later. Who knows? I don't know. But I just think it's one of those things that it gives options. And with this area, I'm telling you guys, this is going to be big. It could be potentially big. Any other questions? So you got what you know what I'm saying now?
I know exactly what you're saying.
I like it. You want to make a motion?
I will. Approve.
I got a motion by Jensen.
Pursue.
Finance. I'll bring it back to you. Got a motion by Jensen, second by Robinson. Roll call start with Ryder.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Robinson?
Yes.
Councilman Stephenson?
Yes.
Councilman Jensen?
Yes.
Mayor White?
Yeah, let's move on to D, executive session. Consider convening an executive session for the purpose of following. We wonder where you were. I know, I see you snuck in there. Confidential communication between City of El Reno and attorneys concerning settlement pending litigation in the City of El Reno and Cephalon Incorporated, 120 OOP 4525-2, DAP in the whole, originally filed Canadian County District Court, State of Oklahoma, including potential resolutions, certain claims related to lawsuits against manufacturers and distributors of opioids, prescription drugs, taking appropriate action in open session, including possible authorization to settle claims by the disclosure of which may seriously impair the litigation of known by public disclosure as allowed by 25 Oklahoma State Statute 307B4. Amy, would you do me a favor? Would you call Kim Brown, tell him to come over here? All right. I don't need an executive session. I just want an open session when we come back. Do I have a motion to go to executive session?
Here.
I got a motion by Saverfin, second by Ryder. Roll call vote. Start with Jensen.
Yes.
Councilman Stephenson?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Robinson?
Yes.
Councilwoman Ryder?
Yes.
Mayor White?
Yep. Let's leave your deals here. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay, I need a motion to come back for executive session.
Second.
I got a motion from Pete, a second by Ryder. Roll call start with Jensen.
Yes.
Councilman Stephenson?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Robinson?
Yes.
Councilwoman Ryder?
Yes.
Mayor White?
Oh, yeah, all right. We met with our attorney, and we're gonna take some action in executive session. Before we start, we wanna appreciate, Tony, thank you so much for all your hard work. To kind of inform, we had an opioid case, that we were, part of, that we were one of the 3 or 4 here in the Canadian County that joined. We're excited about that. Like we talked about, there's only certain funding mechanisms that you can use that on. And I wanna thank Ken Brown. Gayla goes Thursdays, what she told us on all of our stuff, and you're gonna go too. And I think we got everything kind of heading that right direction. I'll meet with them this afternoon, get more information on what they need, but we feel real good about everything, about hopefully having an opportunity to partner with Canadian Valley Votech technical system, and Canadian Valley maybe having some options to bring back to this council that maybe we can have participate. And this is specifically a good deal that some of these windfalls fall within those boxes that tie us to that maybe can help with some of that funding mechanism. So Ken, thank you so much for doing that. Appreciate you, Tony. Saying that, I make a motion that we approve both of these actions, and consider approving number 1, approving a participation in the distribution of the Oklahoma Settlement Agreement as recommended by our legal counsel for the city of El Reno and participating in Oklahoma subdivisions, including the approval resolution 23-005, and authorize the mayor to execute settlement participation form for the Oklahoma opioid distributors settlement. And I also ask you to, the same motion, do we have to do 2 different motions or 1?
Let's do 2.
Okay, let's do 2. So I make that motion,
A second.
Pete seconds it. Roll call vote start with Ryder.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Robinson?
Yes.
Councilman Stephenson?
Yes.
Councilman Jensen?
Yes.
Mayor White?
Yes, we'll go on to the next one. Consider approving the Jameson, Oklahoma subdivision opioid settlement agreement as recommended by our legal counsel for the city of El Reno and other participating Oklahoma subdivisions, including approval resolution 23-006, and authorize the mayor to execute all settlement participation forms for the Jansen settlement. I make that motion.
Second.
Got a second by Pete. Roll call start with Jensen.
Yes.
Councilman Stephenson?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Robinson?
Yes.
Councilwoman Ryder?
Yes.
Mayor White?
Sign it. Yes. Okay, well, I'm asking for adjournment.
Second?
So moved.
I got a motion by Ryder, second by Jensen. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
We're done. Lindsay, do you want me to sign these for him? I mean.